Hope you're doing well. Happy day. Tuesday. It's just doing. I hope you're just doing. Like, honestly, at this point, I hope you're doing. We've all made it. We're here. Happy Tuesday. I hope you had a good day off. Am sick. I know. Socrates, I had one of those wake up when my alarm went off and my mouth just filled with spit. And I was like, there it is. So I don't know what to do today, but if I lay down, I get even more nauseous. So that's not happening. I'm just going to sit up and sip my coffee. No, Twitch, I do not want to unfollow Katie. Wait, it asked if you want to unfollow me. Just do it. Fuck it. Fuck this shit. Let's go. I know. I don't know what it is. My stomach's just doing like somersaults today and I've been like burpy. I don't know. I don't feel sick. Just feel gurgly. It could be the shits. It could always be worse, right? I don't know what's worse. I don't like puking. Oh my god, you actually had an earthquake? How big? Is Severance the one where they like go to work and their brain separates? It severs. Is that I watched up until they put it on Paramount Plus or something. 4.1, that's pretty good. That's a decent earthquake. Like normally you guys don't get them over there. That's decent. Yeah, I really liked that show and I think I want to say I saw 1 or 2 seasons of it and then Adam Scott himself did a fucking preview and they're like, "Did you like the past 2 seasons? Well, the next season's going to be on Paramount or something or on Apple or some other like it changed services." And I was like, "Fuck that shit." I'll torrent it. I'm not paying for 50 fucking subscriptions. Dark is another one I haven't watched yet simply because it's subtitles and I have to be like I feel like it's a one you have to be in the mood to actually like pay attention and I just haven't had the time or mood to do it. The other day in LZT stream, my little follow heart was not filled in, like I'd not followed him and it stayed that way for a couple hours. It's weird when that I mean, you guys, we've talked about this a million times, but genuinely, Twitch has unfollowed me from people I've known for 10 years. It just happens. I don't know why. I'll never fucking know why. It's on, wait, March, oh my god, it's a birthday gift. My birthday's on the 3rd. I don't have a pen. Shit, who is she? Who is she without a pen? And Pisces album. No shit. I don't know what it is with March, or maybe just because I notice. Because it's my birthday, but I feel like good albums have usually been dropped around my birthday. Like, no shit, twice in a row, Nine Inch Nails dropped an album on my birthday. And did I tell myself that was a personal gift from Trent Reznor himself? You bet your fucking ass I did. I have to write that down. Stay, you bastard. Or my pen's dead. There we go. 7th? Fuck yeah. I know. That's a great birthday present. Thank you, Gaga. Boo was like, I missed an actual earthquake. I was like, boo! Man, the only earthquake I remember ever feeling, I was like 8. I was like 7 or 8 years old, and it was pretty intense. Like, our TV fell over. But other than that, like, I guess the West Coast, we have so many, you just don't even feel them. No shit. I wanted to click it so bad, but he told me not to because on his end, it showed me as following. God, that's weird. That's kind of like, it's similar to, like, when you guys redeem points or whatever to ban a mod. 9 times out of 10, that was loud. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if I'm ready for you this morning yet. Thank you. Thank you for that. When I ban a mod for 2 minutes, when they come back, I genuinely have to unmod them to remod them. but they don't have a mod. When you ban someone, they lose their sword. It's so weird. Twitch has had weirdnesses like that for a long time. I noticed I moved my camera so you guys could see the dogs. They're literally at the groomer, so that's not gonna happen. Squid Games is the last show I was able to watch where it was like subtitles that I actually needed to pay attention to, but it was good. I enjoyed it. It was weird, but it was good. Mythic Quest Season 4, wow. It'll be a fabulous Fated Friday. I remember when in Washington while in school, the freak out, it was big. I think the one that I remember I was at home for, fuck, I don't we just had so many. They were really common. Oh, it was a fracking earthquake. Yeah, I've never experienced one of those. Oh, David, I am so sorry, Honeybean. Oh. I'm sorry, boo. I'm so sorry. That's garbage, and I'm so sorry, Honeybean. I know this gives zero solace, but I hope it was fast. I hope it was fast and painless. Because that's just, I'm so sorry, Honeybean. I keep kicking something. I'm sorry if I'm looking. I keep thinking I'm kicking a dog in the face. It's a box of paper towels. I'm so sorry, David. That's just fucking shit. How's your dad doing? Should we cheers to your mom? Would your mom disapprove? I'll cheers to her, but only if she wouldn't disapprove of me. And if I suddenly run away, it's because I need to puke. I don't know what weed will do. Oh, for sure. Yeah. How old was your mom? Sepsis is hardcore shit. I mean, you know, I've talked about it before, David. I feel like movies and even doctors and whatnot kind of throw the word sepsis around really loosely. Like people understand what it is. But until someone actually like verbally explains what sepsis is, a lot of people think sepsis itself is a disease or is something. Sepsis is the definition of 3 or more complete organ systems shutting down because you're that sick that your body is now like prioritizing essential organs over non-essential organs, major quotes. She's not in pain anymore. She'll never feel pain again. And man, I mean, I truly hope it was just fast and that she wasn't conscious, as we all do, right? I think we could all be so lucky to go in our sleep peacefully with some nice pain meds on board. Sepsis is really scary, and I mean, I think it gets thrown around really casually because it's really common, actually. Like, the vast majority of the time, if we intubate you, it's because you've gone into sepsis. 100%. Oh, yeah. I mean, if she had sepsis, she was probably intubated. She was on every drug known to man, and she was asleep. And she got to go very, very peacefully, yeah. Days, you're like the third person to mention Severance in 15 minutes. It's so weird. What's happening with Severance? Did it change? Genuinely, I watched like 1 or 2 seasons of it and then it changed to another platform. So I stopped watching it because I just didn't want to subscribe to another platform. It is. Sepsis is not a death sentence, but it's super hard to survive. Very much so. Oh, is there like a new season? Okay. Yeah, no spoilers, por favor. Yes. I think that goes without saying if it's a brand new season. You guys are awesome about that. No one here ever usually spoils things on purpose. But like, goes without saying, no spoilies so the rest of us can watch it. But it is a really good show. Oh, it just started. Okay, then I saw 1 season. I saw the first season, but it was genuinely phenomenal. I actually think about it sometimes. Like the weird computer program that they're doing when they're at work. I think about that sometimes. Like, what is that? I know, it's a good show. No shit, I marathoned the first season yesterday. 9 episodes. Second will be 10. Damn. I don't have Apple TV. There's no way it was always on Apple TV. I've literally never had Apple TV. It had to be on Prime or something. I've never had Apple or Paramount, which is where I thought it went. How did I watch it? I mean, I swear to you guys, Zach and I do not have Apple. I've never had Apple TV. I don't know how I watched it then. I must have torrented it or something, or rented it on Prime or whatever. Something, because I swear to you, I've never had Apple TV. It's one of the few I've never ever had. Weird, because I know I watched the first season. That is weird. I'm gonna have to research that later when I have more consciousness and more energy, because I'm genuinely, what the fuck? Good morning, sick. That's weird. Maybe in a free promo with a new phone. Oh, someone. Oh my God, I bet that's exactly what it was. Someone in movie night just recently was explaining how they have Paramount Plus because of something like that. Like, because they subscribe to something else, they just get Paramount Plus. I wonder if it was something like that. Like, I did get my phone last year, so maybe when I got my phone, I got something for a month or something. Oh, it was Walmart Plus plus Paramount Plus. There you go. I bet I got something like that. Because I've never paid for Apple TV, so I bet it was something like that, and that's the only reason I got to watch it. I could have sworn, I mean, I'm not gonna, I trust you guys, but I mean, I must be having a fever dream here. I could have sworn that it was on one platform, and then Adam Scott did a commercial and was like, the next season will be on this platform, and it changed platforms. I swear I have this like really vivid memory of that happening, but it could just be, you know? Oh, I've never seen Shrinking. What's Shrinking? I've never even heard of it. Interesting. I'll have to write it down. It's called Shrinking? Wait, is it on something I can watch, or do I have to fucking attain it in other ways? I will. I just want to know, like, it's another Apple TV, yeah. Shrinking. Don't worry. I know how to attain things without paying for them. It's like, it's a personal thing at this point. All these subscription services for TV in general are becoming literally what like Dish Network did to us back in like the early 2000s, where if you wanted MTV, you had to buy a package. If you wanted any specific channel, you had to buy a package. And suddenly your cable bill was $200 a month. And then Netflix came about and they're like, hey, for $10 a month, we'll send you DVDs and you just have to send them back. And we were like, awesome. And now it's like 20 different platforms. They're all $15 a month and it's literally going to end up exactly the way it was before. And I just refuse to buy into it. So I have like three, like Prime, Netflix, and Disney. And I just won't. I'm not going to pay $200 a month to watch TV when I'm not even watching any of those platforms anymore, genuinely because of movie night. Like, I haven't fucking watched anything outside of YouTube for like 8 months because of movie night. I'm not paying for those. It's greed. It's so much. They're just going back to exactly what it used to be. I've thought about dropping Disney. Disney's like I feel like I don't know. I hold on to Disney because it's my comfort place where I go when I feel shitty. I just put on like Star Wars, or I put on The Jungle Book, or I put on like Disney movies, like cartoons. Those are like my comfort place. But that's it. I can't. I just won't sign up for any more. You're not going to get me to by one show. That's what I'm saying, reasonable. Like, if you're my age and you don't know how to torrent, I don't know what to do for you. If you're my age and older and you still don't know, like, that's fine. You pay $15 a month and keep your services. Like, I've been torrenting since I was 12 or 13 or something. Like, we'll be doing this for quite some time. Exactly, Viata. Yeah, I will acquire it. You're not going to stop me from watching something I want to watch. I'm just not going to shell out like hundreds of dollars a month for TV. Again, cheers. So, Antler, correct me if I'm wrong. I heard, or like, I could have swore Hulu got absorbed by someone else, but like, So I thought Hulu was going away, like it got absorbed by Disney or something, but now Hulu is still there. I don't understand what happened. So if you have Disney, do you need to pay for Hulu, or do you just have Hulu through Disney? Dazed Friday, Faded Fridays are music days. If you want to give it to me, I can try to save it and try to remember, or you can bring it on Friday, or you can put it in the vids in Discord, and I'll try to dig for it. They have a bundle thing. That's what I thought. Exactly, Robo. That's what I thought they were doing. And like when you went to the Hulu website, it said it wasn't going to exist anymore, but it still does. So I don't know I don't know what the fuck is going on there. I have no idea. I think they have a Hulu Disney package. Oh, so it's just it's another package for multiple. Yeah, okay. Apple Plus has Silo, Ted Lasso, Shrinking. Ted Lasso was on something else though, right? Because I've seen Ted Lasso and I have never owned Apple TV. Ted Lasso had to have been on something else. Then how the fuck am I watching these shows? You guys can't tell me I have Apple TV. I've never had it. I don't have Apple TV. Where the fuck else is it? I can't. I don't have Apple TV. I don't even know the website for it. I don't even know where I would go. Is it appletv.com? Genuinely, I have no idea. Like, there's no fucking way. I must have torrented it or something. I bet Zach's torrented it. And I just didn't even realize it. That must have been what happened. Because we watched it going to bed. Yeah, I've never been to the website. Like, I wouldn't make this. What the fuck? This is the stupidest lie I would have ever told. Never had Apple Plus, but I've seen these shows, so I'm curious. It must have been torrented by the other man. Yeah, we both attain things other ways because absolutely not. Like, I have better ways to spend my money, like marijuana, of which I got new stuff. See? This was $130, which is what some people pay for fucking subscriptions to TV websites. Insane. I got Bob Hope. 14 grams, which is allegedly a sativa and allegedly 28.26% THC, and that is what we are currently smoking. And then I got Appalachia White. We learned how to say this word right now. I think I'm saying it wrong. I've always said Appalachia. I don't know. Is it Appalachia? No, it's Appalachia, right? I think I was saying it right, and we watched that whole video, and it fucked my brain up. Anyways, Appalachia White. Allegedly a hybrid, and allegedly 32.67% THC. Jesus Christ. I did. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that fucking video fucked up my brain. Now I think I'm saying it wrong. There's an app that's supposed to help you go through all the services you pay for so you can easily cancel. Rocket Money. I did Rocket Money for a while, and I actually had 2 subscriptions to Hulu at the time. That was the only one I had, like, a weird, like, what the fuck? Rocket Money. Not sponsored, not an ad. There's a lot of people sponsored by Rocket Money out there, but Rocket Money's pretty cool. I did use it for a month. Literally went through every single one of my subscriptions, and just, there was a lot of shit on there that was just, like, garbage. BC Bud. Ooh, you'll have to let me know how it is. I don't think I've ever smoked BC Bud, at least that I knew of. I smoked a lot of weed in Washington State before it was legal, and that could have been BC Bud, but I have no idea. Worth it for Severance and Shrinking alone. Yeah, but like, I can just get it for free. You know? If someone was like, this is $40 and this one's free, which one would you take? Both a half ounce of bud. This, like, that's what I'm saying. Torrenting. Learn how to attain things. It's very good. Oh, no shit, you live in BC. Is it really good weed? I've never had it up there. I've been to BC a million times. That's literally where I, like, spent my college years. Was up in, like, Richmond and Vancouver. My mom has a saying, if it's free, it's for me, 100%. Yeah, I'm a cheap bitch till the day I die. Like, if I can get it for free, I probably will.
Now, I'm going to fuck you with Satan's cock.
I keep kicking the same fucking box under my desk. I'm gonna go crazy. Calico, thank you so much for subbing to the class, keeping the class alive and giving any swings. I fucking appreciate you. That's a lot of months. That's almost 2 years, bitch. No, it's 28 months. Oh my god, it's over 2 years. I read the wrong number. Thank you. I appreciate you. A lot of people worked on the show, and if they don't get enough legit views, it might get canceled. 100% not my responsibility. Like, me subscribing to Apple TV is not single-handedly paying the income of the cameramen and the costumers and the people who write the scripts and shit. Like, I'm all about supporting them. That's not on me, and they cannot split up every show onto 50 different platforms and then make me feel shitty about not supporting people making the shows. Right? Like, it's just another way of guilting us into going back to the early 2000s where we were spending $200 on Dish Network to have every package known to man so we could have one channel out of the entire package. That's not on you. That's not on me. That's on them. Like, they're rolling. Trust me, they're doing fine. Not the little people, but the people in charge, they're rolling. Like, they could do something. But no. They've all made conscious decisions to make 50 different platforms to spread out all the shows to try to get all this money. And I actually read a report recently that not one of these platforms outside of Netflix even has made a positive income on anything they're doing because people are catching on to what they're doing and they're saying fuck you and they're unsubscribing. So I don't know. But I'm 100% on your side. Like, I want these people to be paid. There's so many good people working in the industry, but that's not I'm the little people. Like, I'm not going to save their job. You know what I'm saying? I live paycheck to paycheck, don't have a savings account. That's not on me. Just to be frank about that one, I am a little sick, so feeling a little bitchy, but like, genuinely, the big higher ups rolling in millions are not going to make my little ass feel shitty like I need to subscribe to Apple TV because of the cameramen and stuff. Like, absolutely not. Paying $142 for just internet. Exactly. I mean, we're already shelling out so much money just to get all of this. It just seems crazy. Stop using electricity so I can fly my Boeing jet more. That's what I'm saying. Like, we all do little things here and there to try to make a bigger difference, but that's not where I'm going to make a difference.
Fuck you with Satan's cock.
And now we come back full circle to damn commercials. It's always money. It always comes down to money. 100% days, and I feel the same about that, though. As much as I appreciate the musicians and I want them to get all the income, they are owned by massive recording companies, and those massive recording companies come down on me like, we're gonna make you pay if people can hear music you're hearing in the background because it's ours and we deserve money for it, DMCA. Fuck them. They're rolling. Like, that's not on you or I at all. But they want to make us feel like it is, which is fucked. Good morning, Nurples. Thank you so much for sending the class, keeping the class alive, and giving it any swings. I fucking appreciate you. I agree. I mean, there's so many good shows out there, so many good movies that have been fucking canceled. Again, adding to my bitterness of this, like, think about all of the shows we've fallen in love with across the streaming spectrum that were canceled after season 1, and yet we keep shelling money to these companies for them to start a new show and a new season to then cancel it again. And all of these livelihoods, even though you and I subbed to it and loved the show and watched it, all of those livelihoods destroyed. I think about the Dark Crystal series. Think about all of the puppeteers, all of the master artists, all of the people that were from Jim Henson's studio. Fucking Brian Froud's son was on set and in almost full control of the puppet creation. Wiped. That is all sitting in some fucking warehouse somewhere. All of those jobs lost. But I watched it and still subscribed to Netflix. Fuck! Like, what do you do? I don't know. Thank you for the hype train. The franchise! It's infuriating. So they've worn me down to where I'm just fuck them at this point. They're fine. Like, they have plenty of money to start new shows constantly and cancel them. I don't know. It makes me so mad because they want us to feel like that. Like, you know, and then the writers go on writer strikes and stuff. And I'm in support. I mean, half of those writers are literally part of my Burning Man group. I'm in huge support of them. And even them, they're like, no, unsubscribe.
No.
Do not subscribe to these companies. They are literally the bane of the industry. Like, you can't generalize personal experience, but this is mine. Thank you for those biddies, Calico. Thank you, Antler Doe, for summoning to the class, keeping the class 11, giving it 8 swings for 49 fucking months. Jesus goddamn Christ. It's a long fucking time, and I appreciate you, and thank you for the hype train. I don't know. I don't. I'm happy. I don't know. I guess yes. I'm happy they happened, but also it was such a fucking tease. So many shows with just one season. Let's talk about Firefly. We could get real weird about it if you want to. They fuck us constantly. And then they're like, "Oh, people aren't subscribing and they're stealing and that's why we're going under and that's why we cancel shows." No, it's not. It is not. Antler Doe just gifted 5 subs in the chat. Thank you, Doe. I fucking appreciate you. Nudie Born? New Tyborn? New Tyborn. I'm gonna get your name someday. Photoshop Freak, Captain Planet Pants, One Kill Quota, and Pangs are your all boat was just the highest order. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways, because nothing in this world is sexier than pure sober consent, and I appreciate you. Burp. No shit, I'm not at all trying to say give Apple more money. Oh, I don't think you are. I would never assume that. No. I honestly wish it was just on whatever free TV is left because it's so damn good, and I find it super iconic that a company like Apple would produce such a show like Severance because I felt very much like the innies on that show when I worked for Apple. Really? I mean, maybe they hired a new writing team or something dope like that. Apple's got the money. I still can't believe the new Dark Crystal got canceled. It was so good. Same. That's just I use that example because I can't think of another show that the budget must have cost as much because not only did they shell out on big name actors to do all the VO, but all the scenery and the puppetry and the artistry that went into creating that, fucking crazy. And all of that is either burned or in a warehouse, just sitting there. Wild. It infuriates me, but they do that to us over and over and over again, and it's like throwing treats just enough to keep us there, but not enough to keep us I don't know, happy. I heard Ben Stiller's a dick. Is it Ben Stiller that's a dick? Someone told me that. Am I thinking no, not Ben Stiller. I'm thinking of someone else. Hold up. Nope. I'm really bad with names. Please excuse me. Not Ben Stiller. I have to look up the name of the person I'm thinking of because I just mixed him up. Rob Schneider. I heard Rob Schneider's a douche. Is that real? I thought that about Rob Schneider too, but I've heard multiple times, like every time a Rob Schneider movie comes up, someone's like, that guy's a fucking douchebag. But I don't know. I don't know him personally. Is it? Yeah, so he's just a dick? I didn't know this until very recently. Someone enlightened me. He's a douche. Wow, everybody knows? He became a right-wing nut, and he's MAGA. Great. Good. And he's an anti-vaxxer. And he's a huge Trumper. Nice. Gross.
Fuck the world, burn it down. Cheers.
Will hates him. It's funny to hear from his daughter how much she hates her father. You know, Doe, that's like a comeback I have built in my head. If some right-wing nut tries to come at me for literally anything ever. Because and this is genuine. I mean, I wouldn't make this up. You guys know I don't I try not to exaggerate. But every time someone has come at me on Twitter, no one's come at me on Blue Sky, which has actually been pretty nice, but across social media, and I go to their profile, 9 times out of 10, no exaggeration, they have a Jesus quote in their profile. And so and usually like they have an @ or a hashtag to their baby or their toddler's Instagram or social media where they have posted every single day, every moment of their child's development since day one on some form of social media. 9 times out of 10. This is so crazy how common this is. These people that claim to be full of love and Jesus are so hateful. And I've constructed this comeback for them. If they like, I haven't been come at in a while, but lately this is something I kind of have pondered. I just want to say to them, like, I can't wait until your children are old enough to resent the fuck out of you. Because, like, I think that will burn more than most things. Because I think as much as children vie for their parents' approval, parents vie for their children's approval and love no matter what. Like, you want that, and if your children hate you, like, that's gotta sting. A little. Blue Sky has been fucking amazing. My only issue on Blue Sky, two very minor issues, nothing major. First issue, there's no left-handed mode yet. So if I'm just chilling on Blue Sky and scrolling, I oftentimes hit that fucking arrow and it auto scrolls me to the top again. Mind numbing. I have thrown my phone. Like, it gets me to close Blue Sky more than any app because I'm just like, what the fuck? Give me a left-handed mode. Like, get rid of that stupid little arrow. What the fuck is that shit? Stop that. But also, it's all politics. I swear to God. I encourage, if I follow you, will you please just post cute animals? Because I have kind of like gotten a little PTSD scrolling Blue Sky. Because everyone that I followed on purpose is rightfully very angry about the current political climate, but that's it. That has become the fucking pillar of their personality, at least on social media. And man, sometimes I just want to look at cute animals. Sometimes we just need a disassociation, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Dazed. I appreciate you. And thank you guys for the hype train. Can't go wrong with Liz. I post pictures of my dogs or live notes, because that's the fun stuff. But, man, I feel drowning in it, which is why, a big reason, honestly, is why this is a bubble of no politics. We are just here to smile and laugh and enjoy good music and play fun games and have a good time, and this is your place to disassociate. That doesn't give you an excuse to completely check out of the world. I'm not saying any of us are. You must still be aware. You just gotta take it in doses, because oh my god. And on that note, trans men are men, trans women are women, non-binary people are valid and owe us nothing in their outward appearance. Trans children are still children. This will be a safe place, period, until I'm fucking dead. Amen, hallelujah, bitch. Red Note has become my just happy shit please place. Yes. I feel that that's my Instagram. My Instagram, I'm just like, give me arts and crafts, give me junk journals, give me puzzles, give me, I don't know, people doing their nails. Pinterest as well. Pinterest is great. I know it's all owned by Facebook. I don't know what the fuck else to do, but Pinterest, I just like zone out and look at makeup or nails or hair looks or something and just like fucking check out mentally. I think that's good. Because we've talked about this before, but like, if you wear yourself out to the point where you can't function anymore, just trying to pay attention to the current political climate, et cetera, what good are you to anybody? You have to take it in doses so then you're actually still a whole human. And that's where I stand on that one. Be good to yourself. I just ignore. I use that ignore a lot because I just, same Kozu. It's, at a certain point, it becomes kind of like repetitive. Somehow I fucked up my Blue Sky. Majority of the posts are in German. Oh, that's incredible. What? Really? Apparently you can follow tailored feeds on Blue Sky. Oh, I'm going to take a note of that. That sounds like awesome idea. Like puppies. Good morning, Rod. Welcome home, Dream. Right, Frisky? I've been using the Finch app so much more, it's really helped. What's the Finch app? I don't know what that is. Same, Dream. 100. I have been on Pinterest since my freshman year of college, and I've been obsessed. I have curated boards on there and shit, and I just scroll and scroll and scroll, and it's where I get like creative ideas, art ideas, painting ideas, all sorts of stuff, but it's such a good way of just like, it's like the safest place on the internet for me. There's never any politics. Ever. There's nothing. It's just like, do you want to make a beanie with cat ears? Yeah. Yeah, I do. That's it. It's just forever that. We could scroll Pinterest together if you want. It's phenomenal. It's where I get my ideas for, like, my cosplays. It's where I, like, got my idea on how to build the bomb for Jinx. Her little, like, bomb. The interview they did with trans people, one of which was a child, they talked about how they're scared someone walk up to them on the street and kill them. I want to give the biggest hug to everyone hurting. I agree with you. It is disgusting. I created a feed of just streamers that I follow and another one for fan art. Oh, I'm definitely going to do that so I can create my own feeds. Oh, that's nice. Tattoo ideas. Oh, yeah. Tattoo ideas. Pinterest is phenomenal. Did you, like, one of my favorite things to do on Pinterest is just look up color palettes. I don't know if you guys knew you could do that, but people will, like, say, take a picture of a sunset and then create you a 5-color palette out of that sunset. So it'll have a picture of the sunset and then the 5-color palette on the side that, like, are the most prominent colors in that. And then you can go design a room around those colors or something. And now you've got a sunset room. Like, that is, or use it in Procreate or Photoshop or something like that. You just eyedrop tool each palette color, and there you go. You've got your palette for your whole drawing, and you don't, like, have to sit there and fuck with tonality and shit like that for hours. Like, it's so fucking useful. The amount of, like, free patterns, sewing patterns I found on there are fucking crazy. It's a mental health app. It's free, but there's a paid part. You get a little burb and there are mental health reminders. It's adorable. It's literally called the Finch app. Genuinely, because there's, like, like the Bluebird on Twitter. I was like, are we just calling it something new now? I was like, how are you using Twitter for mental health? Not possible, and I don't believe you. That would be impressive in a very scary way. I love the witchy clothes it suggests for me. Entering my older witch phase, just got a beautiful Celtic moon necklace. Same. It's really cool because I've actually found some really fun Etsy shops through Pinterest that lead me on to other Etsy shops and just some very cool, just amazing artists. Speaking of bearable, to chronically ill peeps here, it's great for tracking my symptoms. What is? Wait. Oh, the Finch app. It's great for tracking my symptoms and even just started showing me what triggers my symptoms or affects my mood. It's great. Wow, that's actually helpful as fuck. How have I never heard of this? Interesting. I'm going to check it out. I download photos off Pinterest and just make palette out of a photo on Procreate. It's great. Same. I've done that before, 100%. It's so fucking useful. You know how you use Twitter for mental health? You scroll it and go, at least I'm not this crazy. Oh, yes. That is a very, very true statement, Rodney. I mean, I've never done that on purpose, but now that you say it, oh yeah. I open it once in a while on accident, you know, because social media, cross-posting, blah, blah, still trying to get Twitter people over to Blue Sky. And I scroll it for like, 10 seconds, and I'm like, at least I'm not that close. Oh, it's called Bearable. Oh, Bearable. It's a different app. It's still really great. The Finch is great for mental health, though. So Bearable app, it's great for tracking symptoms. I'm just rereading so we know which app we're talking about. Bearable, great for tracking symptoms. It even started showing me what triggers my symptoms or affects my mood. It's great. That's fucking great. It's called Bearable. Bearable. Bearable? Yeah, and apparently tracking symptoms and stuff like that. That's honestly a fucking amazing. See, technology can be beautiful when it's used for something like good. That sounds fucking awesome. I've been trying to just mainly be on Blue Sky. I think that's the easiest transfer because it's so similar to what Twitter was before. Blue Sky seems really nice. It's interesting. I've talked about this before, but like, for instance, I have like, I don't know, 11,000 something followers over on Twitter. I don't fucking know. Some number versus on Blue Sky. I don't even think I have 1,000 yet, but the interactions are completely inverse. So how many people actually see my content on Blue Sky is like triple versus on Twitter where it shows I have all these followers, but like the majority of them are probably bots or just deactivated accounts or something like that. I have no idea. It's really interesting when I do cross post because I'm still trying to get, like, there's still people, believe it or not on Blue Sky. Like, to this day, I'm still seeing friends of mine I've followed for years on Twitter just following up on Blue Sky. And I'm trying to get them over there, and it's like the interactions, which is what we're all trying to do is just fucking communicate with another human, right? Like, I'm not saying like interaction farming, just genuinely like me putting a tweet out there and human beings responding in some way, whether that's a re-skeet or I still hate it. I don't know what we're doing here. A re-Blue Sky. What were we calling it? A flutter or something? I don't know. Whether it's that or commenting or liking it or whatever, it's just triple what it is on Twitter. It's the exact same post. Twitter's, no one's looking at it because it's garbage and owned by a fucking Nazi. Which, like, rightfully so, we're not looking at it, right? We're all trying to get the fuck off of it. Same, yeet. I mean, it's so hard to try to transfer over an audience like that and get people to go somewhere else, but man, is it worth it? Because that is a shit platform. Speaking of tracking symptoms, I finally booked a massage for my pinched nerve. This is it makes me cringe because I know exactly what you're going through. It is the fucking worst. This is the longest I've ever been in pain like this. Like, I've even had pinched nerves before that healed, and it's still are you getting numbness in your fingers at all? That was one thing I remembered after we talked about it last time that my massage therapist actually taught me, is if you're getting numbness in these two fingers, then it's the nerve, it's like the ulnar nerve or something like that, and that's the one that goes down the pit. If it's these fingers that are getting numb, just from doing nothing or whatever, no numbness, but my elbow still hurts. Fuck. That sucks. I mean, if you don't have numbness, I don't think it's gone as far as it could. That's a good sign. Numbness is when your body, like, pinches it down and you're not even getting blood there anymore, and that's what was happening to me. I was genuinely, like, waking up multiple times a night where these two fingers would be totally dead. Just numb. It was horrible. And then I'd have to, like, stretch my arm out and do all these weird acrobatics in the middle of the night and then get the pins and needles and then try to go back to sleep. Rinse, repeat. And that was massaging this bitch. Your little armpit peck. I hate metasocials, but it brings in the most traffic to my Etsy shop, so I just can't drop it. I feel, no, that's, you get it. Anybody that has a business or is in any shape or form online, like, you are the social media that people look at. It's not as easy as just deleting a social media. I get it. I stay the fuck away from Threads because it literally is attached to Facebook and all my weird Trumpy ass families on there, and I don't need none of that in my life. So you will never see me posting. If you find me on Threads, good for you. I will not. That's not where I'll be. Ever. Please. Ignore it, because I don't want it to pop up on family shit. What did you do, Yeet? Twist. Oh, I've always wanted to go to Bath. I've heard it's beautiful. I have everything set up. If I post on Instagram, it posts on Facebook because I'm lazy and don't want to get on Facebook. Yeah, fuck Facebook. I feel that spiritually. Is Threads rough? I just don't. Like, my Facebook, again, we talked about this the other day. It's there because I can't get all my pictures off of it. It fails every time I try to get all my pictures off, so it's just there as, like, a ancient photo album. But, like, I signed up for Twitter, I signed up for Facebook when you had to have a college email to sign up. Like, I'm the kids from that fucking movie, Social Network. It was really weird to watch that movie because I was like, that was me. But you had to have a college email, and it was only college kids that were allowed to be in it and shit like that. So it was genuinely, like, a really safe place to just post a shit ton of photos of you underage drinking and doing other illicit activities. And so all my family found it, and I was like, guess that's dead now. I want to get rid of Instagram because of the gross meta anti-LGBTQI community guidelines. I've never, can you nutshell those for me? Cause what are they? Just realized my light is really bright. What are they? Do I want to know? What is Zuckerberg's stance? I guess I'm a fucking moron and don't follow Zuckerberg news. What did he say? Oh, well. He puckers his lips and attempts to find that mushroom head. I was going to say deep throats, but no one can deep throat that. It's a mushroom. Yeah, I was just curious. Like, I'm not contesting it. I hate Zuckerberg. I fucking hate Facebook. I wish I could get away from all of those platforms in general. I genuinely don't know what he said. I love Brazil nuts. That's my favorite nut. Good, VR. Good. If it wasn't my business, like, genuinely, my dudes, every time I talk to one of my friends outside of the Twitch sphere and I'm like, are you still on Twitter? They go, yeah, for porn. Like, that's why people are on Twitter still. That's it. Like, it has become, like, sure, porn bots, like, just show me the porn. Like, that's where I'm going to go to jerk off. And nothing more, which is great. Nick, do you have an unplug story? Like a death story? That's dark, bro. That's fucking dark. How about an extubation to life? Because I've got some funny, like, pulled the tube and the first words they say out of their mouth. Yeah, I tend not to tell stories unless the person is here to laugh with us today, or if it's like, you know, an emotional story about someone dying and it's relevant to the story or something like that. But some of the craziest things have come out of people's mouths. So, like you guys know, my dark past, being a respiratory therapist, my main job was taking care of people on life support in a surgical center. Life support is a ventilator, which is either down your throat through your mouth or it's in your neck through a trach, right? So a lot of my job was quote unquote unplugging Nana. I don't know how else to put it. Technically speaking, it's called a terminal extubation, meaning we are relieving a patient of life support with the full knowledge that they will not go on to live without the life support. That's my job. Doctor writes the order, I pop in, do the deed, wrap up the body, blah, 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 blah. But sometimes it was rare because, again, another caveat is I worked night shift, and oftentimes family goes home and stuff during the night, so we don't do extubations to life without the family because the family wants to be there to talk to their family member, be there for the taking the tube out, make sure everything's okay, et cetera, right? So that usually happens on day shift. So I don't technically get to do that a lot unless it's a really random, like, late night, you know, they're waiting for the last family member to get there before we pull the tube for presumed life, not presumed death. There's not really a word for it. We just call it an extubation. I've talked about this before a little bit, but we genuinely, we have these tests we do. So if you're intubated, meaning you either are being taken care of by a ventilator through your trach or through your mouth, what we do is we actually unhook the ventilator. You've still got the tube down into you, and we put like a pneumonizer words onto it, and we have you suck really hard and blow really hard, and we're just testing your diaphragmatic, like, strength. We want to know, like, how are you doing? Can you breathe without the ventilator, etc. We test your oxygen, whatever. We have you do multiple little tests. And then we put you back on the ventilator. We chart all those tests. We go talk to the doctor, and then the doctor's like, yeah, I think they'll do fine without the ventilator. Then we relieve you of the ventilator. But the craziest thing is the first words that come out of people's mouths, because oftentimes you've had a tube in your mouth, jacking your teeth open, you've had tape across your face, and you've had a tube into your lungs for days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months. We fucking hope not, because wow, no thank you. But it happens. It's us taking over. It's a kind of we've kind of come full circle a little bit. It's a way of avoiding sepsis, because when your body is so sick and so tired, it will start to prioritize energy, calories, etc. to vital organs via your heart and your lungs, and other organs will start to shut down. So if we see you going down that route, we can intubate you, take over the lungs, and then maybe your body won't give up on the kidneys. So you can be on a ventilator for quite some time. Anyways, the things that people have said, like on the funny scale, and mind you, their throats are like, because like I said, you've had your mouth jacked open for days. So dry. You are dry as fuck. Your throat has had a tube down it with a balloon inflated to keep an airtight seal. It's very dry, very rough. Normally what we do is we take the tape off. The tube is just sitting. It's like hovering. and we do a 1, 2, 3, and we have them cough. And when they cough, I like Matrix style, just out of their lungs. And then I have a suction, very much like the thing at the dentist that they like put in your cheek, and it's like, I have one just like that. It's called a yank hour. I shove it in their mouth, clean out all the spit and everything. And usually I'm like, hey, honey, what's your name? Do you know what day it is? All right, now we're going to rest. Here's some ice chips. Like, that's all I want you to say. I just want to know you're passing air through your vocal cords, and there's not like a buildup of mucus or something dry or anything like refuse. We just don't, my heart rate's going up. It's crazy when you guys get me on this route. Anyways, there's just a lot of things we want to check into. So anyways, that's normally what I have you do, but no one does it. When I say, hey, honey, what's your first name? It's, fuck you. Or, I need a cigarette. Or, where are my cigarettes? Or, did you steal my stuff? Where's my husband? These are the most crazy. Those are some of the funniest shit that comes out of people. Put it back in. That one's pretty crazy. That's oftentimes with people with like terrible COPD because the ventilator's like relaxing to them, which is wild. If you want to experience COPD, take the deepest breath you possibly can take. All the way up. Now breathe on top of it. That's what it feels like to have emphysema/COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, all the time. That's how they live. So when they get a ventilator, it's like the first time they've exhaled in 20 years and they never want to come off of it. So oftentimes they beg to be back on it. I need to take a shit. I just shit. That one. That one's the best because oftentimes when you're ventilated, you know, we've probably got a catheter in because you can't get up to go to the bathroom. So then we probably got a Flexaseal in or some sort of capture device for your poopies. And so when we do the cough and pull, it's, you know, when you cough, you clench down your whole core. And these people want that tube out. So they cough really hard. Oftentimes they violently fart. Like it's like the first voluntary fart they've gotten to do in days because they've been all hopped up on muscle relaxers and whatnot. And so because we've got them sitting up, you know, we're like working them, doing all these tests with them and stuff. They've got juices going, you know? It's like exercising after a long time of not exercising. Suddenly your body's like, we should shit. And those are my favorite because you pull the tube out. The whole family's there, like the granddaughter in her little floofy dress is at the edge of the bed like, Nana. And Nana's like, oh, shit. I'm shitting. And you're just like, you don't have to tell me anymore. I just needed to hear you speak. You can, it's happening. I'm shitting still. And you're like, okay. Nurse! Like, what do? Nothing. You just wait for it to be over. The yank hour is not going to take care of that. Those are pretty great. But then there's some like crazy sweet ones. I've had some older people that I extubate and like, this is why I've told you guys about this before, but like, no matter what, anytime you were working with a patient, whether they were out on drugs and in a coma or they weren't and they were conscious, whether they were intubated or not, you always talk to your patient. You talk your patient through everything they're going through. Because I'm sure you guys have heard it. Everyone's heard the stories of people being in like a full-on fucking coma, whether medical or not, meaning it's like drug-induced or not, and being able to recall every single conversation that happened in the room and like put yourself in that position, being able to hear everything around you, but you're in the dark, you can't open your eyes, and people are just shoving tubes in your butt and your penis and your mouth, and they're scraping your teeth, and they're talking to you, and you can't talk back. Like, what a fucking nightmare. So I always, like, talked to my patients as if they were conscious, and they were aware, and they were listening, and whatnot. And one of the biggest reasons is oftentimes you would extubate people, and this would be a patient that has been in a medical coma for months because they were like in a horrific car accident or something. First thing out of their mouth, you changed your nails, they were green. And this patient has had their eyelids covered in Vaseline and taped shut for 6 weeks. And my nails were green. Like, that's the part you're just like, I will never not speak to my patient. Like, you guys told me a story recently. Some nurse got fired because, I don't know, they, like, flossed their teeth over a patient that was asleep or something. Something fucking disgusting and grotesque. What a fucking idiot. You don't need a personal experience like creepy fucking your nails used to be green for that. Or like I'll have patients who again have been in like a medically induced coma, which we do when you're so fucking injured, so fucking sick that even consciousness is going to be an extra toll on your body. So we put you in a medical coma, and they'll have families visit every fucking day. And like I said, the granddaughters, I don't know why, it's always these little grandchildren that are just like super tiny and toddly, and you have to put them in the full gown like everybody else. So they're like dragging it behind them like a cape, and they're in the room. And the person that we wake up out of that medically induced coma and extubate, their first word is their granddaughter's name. And then they'll comment on all the dresses that they wore all those days. Like, it's fucking wild how there's some like portion of our brain that even though you're in a medically induced sleep coma that is like with drugs that are amnesic, we do that on purpose because we don't want you to remember the level of pain you're in. Like, that is a trauma in itself. Still, there's something in us that's awake, which is why like ketamine and shit. I often have trashed on ketamine. I know it's great for therapeutic reasons and stuff like that. And we do use it in the hospital, but we absolutely have stopped using it with children because there's something about your brain that stays awake. Like I've told you guys, when you give someone ketamine in the hospital to, let's say, give them stitches or something, their eyes don't close. They don't like go like visually to sleep. They go from like looking around and being conscious to just this like just glass. It's so fucking weird. The weird visual like subtle differences in someone that has been put on ketamine to put them out so we can like do stitches or something, but their eyes don't close. And children were getting extreme high rates of night terrors because that part of their brain that is still absorbing information because their eyes are still open was, reoccurring while they were asleep. Oh, dream, yeah. There's a video of it. I'm not going to watch it. I don't encourage anyone to look for it because why give views to something like that? But yeah, someone thought it was appropriate. I don't even know if it, no, in my experience, I've never seen a security camera in a patient room that has a sanctuary for that patient. Like while you are a patient, an inpatient in the hospital, that is your space. That's your home. We have them in the halls and stuff like that. So all I can think is that this person not only took out their cell phone, which, ew, bringing your cell phone in and out of patient rooms is fucking disgusting. That's a vector right there. You're just transferring between rooms you need to be talked to. But not only that, taking it out and touching it in patient rooms, using it, and then putting it up and filming yourself flossing over a patient. You deserve to be fired, in my opinion. That there's so many steps, so many instances you had to say no, to change your mind, and not do this, whatever the fuck you're doing. And yet here we are, and you did it anyways. Oh, I've used ketamine on children. That sounds so fucked up to say. We use it in the ER oftentimes for quick procedures like giving stitches. Because it's an amnesic narcotic, if you will. Absolutely. But when I was working as an RT still, we stopped using it because children were getting extremely high rates of night terrors after experiencing a dose of ketamine in the ER to have stitches or a knee put back or something like that. I know. What a quote. I apologize for that. That sounded so much more fucked up than it is. Technically, I think the doctors or the nurses are the ones that push the ketamine. It's fine. Floss over a patient? Yes. I know. Because yeah, I know. I'm glad I'm not the only one that just is like, what the fuck? Yep, seen it used on my kid for stitches in the mouth. Exactly. Really, it's for quick procedures and stuff like that. Kid night terrors can be terrifying. We got my daughter a Z-Pack for the flu. She thought the shadows on the ceiling were spiders. Oh my God, that's horrifying. One of my good friends, Scott, actually one of his kids, had night terrors. I don't know if he still gets them. I think they're greatly reduced. But when he was little, oh, he got terrible. Like, just wake up screaming out of nowhere. It was really scary. I can't even imagine. Like, I've had nightmares, but night terrors where you're like that paralyzing feeling in bed and, oh God. Terrifying! No, Princess Jasmine, 100%. Yeah, we use ketamine in many ways in the hospital. I know it's been used in forms of like microdosing for therapeutic reasons. And then in the hospital, we use it as a quick acting, we're going to do stitches, we're going to reset a hip. And it's a constant, like, there's never a, this is the way it is, this is what we use, and this is what we've always used. Because every single year, RTs and doctors and ENTs and nurses and every single person you've ever seen in a medical degree, they're all going to different conferences all year. And these conferences present information that is like the new hotness every year. So, for instance, the year after H1N1, the swine flu went down, my cardiac surgeon went to some big conference, came back and was like, we're never going to prone a patient again. Proning is not what we do. That is not the ideal situation. Proning was like the ideal situation for swine flu. He was let go. Like, shit like that happens. And so depending on who's in charge and who's in charge of that person, who's in charge of that person, and who's watching who, these people come back from conferences all the time. So for instance, for a long time, we use the fentanyl propofol, lovely little cocktail. And that's what we use in the ER to quickly put people out. That's what we use to quickly put someone out, to intubate you, to put in a chest tube, to insert quick procedure here before we put you inpatient or whatever. Like, we use that cocktail a lot. And then all of a sudden, after these conferences go down, your doctors are all using ketamine. And then the next year they're not because it causes night terrors. And then the next year you are because it wasn't causing night terrors. Like, you're kind of just at the behest of this all the time. There's always some new hotness that's going on that people are like, that's what we're going to do. Proning, by the way, is when you put a patient belly down. Well, technically it doesn't have to be belly down, but essentially prone is where your head is lower than your feet. So it helps fluid drainage. And excuse me, I'm so sorry. What was happening with swine flu is people were literally like drowning on their secretions. So if we proned you, we actually have these beds that are specifically for proning patients where they have like the face hole, like a massage bed. And we proned patients, had you put your face in the face hole, you obviously were intubated because you're that sick. You're so fucking sick. But just proning people helped get the fluid out of their lungs and help people not drown on it while they were trying to like survive swine flu. It was fucking wild. But because some doctor came back with the new hotness in his mind, I have to move this box. I keep kicking it under my desk. It was not used for like a week, which was fucked up. Oh, these are the policies. Thank you. Jesus. On January 7th, 2025, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced a complete overhaul of content policies across Meta platforms. These changes include the end of fact-checking, thinned down moderation efforts, and a dismantled hateful conduct policy that expressly permits abuse against LGBTQ+ people while forbidding the same abuses against all other communities. I mean, I'm not shocked. That's gross. What up, Genova? How are you, love? Night hallucinations? Apparently it's not that rare. Like, you'd wake up and your brain would still be half dreaming while you're completely awake. Ugh! I saw thick spiderweb lines as thick as your fingers all around the room, stretching from ceiling to floor at all angles. Reached out and touched one, and my hand went through, but in front of it. Like when you try and touch a hologram, and I woke up a bit more and they all faded away. That is fucking scary. I hate that. That is gross. I hate that. I had some RX cough medicine with codeine and some other stuff. Made me hallucinate bugs crawling under the paint on the walls and ceiling, but also made me not care until I came down.
No.
I only hallucinated when I didn't take cold medicine.
Fuck you.
I think it was the fever.
Satan's cock.
Chronicle, thank you so much for subbing to the class, keeping the classy alive and giving 80 swings for 41 months. I fucking appreciate you. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways, because nothing in this world is sexier than pure sober consent. Thank you. I have those dreams that I know I'm in bed, but I'm semi-awake, and think there's murderers or something inside my house, and I'm just paralyzed and unable to move. The fuck? I think that's horrifying. I was going to say, if you throw in the Discord, I'd love to watch it later. On me own. I'm sure these guys would too. Codeine cough medication can really mellow you out. I can't remember if it's codeine. No, it's, the shit they make meth out of. What is it called? Sudafed. Sudafed? Sudafed. I'm like allergic to Sudafed. It's really bizarre. I don't know if it's an allergy. It makes me sick. Like, it makes me feel like physically ill. It was wild. I've only taken it once in my whole life. I was doing a backpack trip across New England, visiting family, and I got sick. I got like a cold or something, and someone was like, "Just go get some of this fucking Sudafed. You got to go to the pharmacy and like get it from the pharmacist, but you'll be great and you'll be able to do the rest of your trip, no problem." I ended up like violently ill on a train, and then tried it again, ended up violently ill again. I was like, never again. Never again. Sudafed, not again. Nope. That I can take like literally the same drug without Sudafed in it. Pseudoephedrine, right? That's the drug. Without pseudoephedrine in it, and it doesn't fuck me up. It does not make me sick. Like just normal cough medicine, but as soon as you add the pseudoephedrine into it, fucking ill. Mom had a bottle for the really bad sick days with the kids. No shit. Pseudoephedrine, that one. It's like, I don't know what you would call it. It's like semi-controlled substance, because it's not, you can't just grab it off the shelf in the US, as far as I know. You have to go to the pharmacy, but the pharmacist will just grab it and it's because they don't really care about us taking it. They're making sure they're tracking who's making meth with it, right? Like, it's not for our betterment. It's just because they have track it in the computer system to see who's buying a shit ton of Sudafed to make meth, I think. Are they taking Sudafed off the market? Interesting. My wife woke me in the early hours. She could hear someone breathing in her room. Oh, turned out to be next door. That's horrifying, though. Fuck that shit. I hate that. Wait, for markers? Is it because kids sniff markers? It is that it? They're just sniffing markers. When have we not sniffed markers? I mean, I don't sniff markers anymore, but I'm pretty sure every child got one of those, you know, the smelly markers, and you went, who didn't? Come on. Yeah. And then there was a day you just stopped. But I mean, those were like designed to smell. Man, you remember the big silver-barreled Sharpies? I don't even know if they were Sharpie, like actual Sharpie brand, but this big silver-barreled markers that had like the chisel tip. Shit was the shit, if you will. You could literally like just color in a piece of paper, throw the marker, and it was so bad. The black one, I mean, I like black licorice. That did not smell like black licorice to me. That smelled like chemicals and death. The Magnum Sharpie, they were huge. I don't know if you were around those, if your parents did. My dad did construction, so we had all sorts of weird markers around the house. That one was the shit. I got behind an old diesel car yesterday and took the biggest inhale. I don't know what it is, but I love the smell. No, I totally get that. You know what mine is? Boat exhaust. Very specifically, delicately bouncing off the surface of a lake. That's how I take my exhaust. Thank you very much. 'Cause fancy. But no shit. It's like the shit. I don't know, dude. I have the fondest memories of like huffing the exhaust coming out of the back of my dad's boat. Sea biscuiting as children. There's a reason that people got hooked on spray paint fumes. Spray paint fumes are gross to me. That shit is so different. I don't know if it's just not controlled. If it's like not a control, is it a controlled substance? Spray paint. There was one on YouTube who tried to guess the smellable marker scents. Didn't get them right. It was so funny. None of them smelled like anything real. They just smelled like chemical, like a different flavor. Each one was a different flavor of acetone, yeah? Like rubbing alcohol. Carbonator. Gasoline, for some reason, might be working from, no, seriously, it's probably a nostalgia thing from childhood. I don't know, but I have very vivid memories of, as a child, hanging out in my Uncle Bob's shop, which was huge. And that's where we kept our dirt bikes and all the cars and all the like work trucks, because all my uncles do construction. That's the kind of white trash I am. And they would, I think it was like, they called it mixed gas. And it was basically like a 5-gallon bucket that would have like 4 or 5 inches of mixed gas in it at any point in time, that I guess they used in different motorcycles or different dirt bikes or something. But I would very specifically choose a seat very close to that barrel and just sit there like, anybody want to ride dirt bikes? For like hours. And I made it through college, so you can too. I don't know why though. Why does that smell so good? I haven't been around it for years. I don't know if I still like it, but man, did I at one point. I never knew a kid to get high on pixie sticks, but no shit. The small ass town I grew up in, it was like, I don't know if it's a phenomenon of small town, but genuinely there was just like fuck all to do. So by the time I was like in 7th grade, kids were like smoking pot. Like kids went hard fast. I don't know. It was why it was I've thought about it many times in my adulthood. Like, why the fuck did we even have access? Who was selling us drugs? We were children, like fetus children. 7th grade? How old are you? 13? Jesus fucking Christ. It was crazy, but like there was no delicate time, I guess. I used to love my dad's Zippo lighter. I'd sit and huff that shit every time he set it down. The Zippo lighter fluid these days does not smell the same. I checked. So did I. Not that I huffed it. There's a place where people used to dump old fuel barrels, and the bears there have become addicted to huffing jet fuel. Oh, that's really sad. Sad, kind of funny, but mostly sad. Mixed gas. Like, what is that, Bezbelly? Yeah, it was like, I think it was siphoned, like, gas out of other machines, just like dumped into a barrel and then you use it in something else. I have no idea to this day, but it smelled great. Don't huff gas. Don't huff things. Just don't. Yeah, just don't do that. 100% Chronicle. I remember, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to this, but like thinking back to when I was a kid, if I described parents as cool, my parents should have fucking woo so fast. And I don't know why, but if I was like, oh my god, their parents are so cool, that's because they let us drink and they probably gave me cigarettes. Yeah. Like, it wasn't. I remember one of my best friends in high school and middle school, like, his mom would come up with what is now considered a very stylish accessory, the Stanley Cup. But back in the day, I don't even know if it said Stanley. It was just that exact cup with a fucking straw. She would come upstairs with hers all worn and chipped and fucking gnarly, and she'd hold it out. And if we poured vodka in it, she'd let us keep drinking. Not good. Not great. Mixed gas is usually gas and oil for 2-stroke motors. Oh, that makes sense. I'm pretty sure I had a 2-stroke little dirt bike at one point. Certain motors can only take certain fuel. Us country folk mix that shit. We have a saw, tractor, unleaded. Yeah, that was the shop. So that makes sense. I just never, because I was a girl, I wasn't like taught what they were for. So I don't have the knowledge. My dream of just spending hours huffing carbon dioxide from burning wood will never come true, I guess. I wouldn't do that. What up, knives? I wouldn't do that. I would skip that part, probably. Probably. Don't huff shit, inhale smoke. You know, like, don't huff chemicals. Insert joke about, oh, I did have a little 2-stroke Honda, I think. Yeah, I think I did. Like a Honda 120 or something. Those ones were the loud dirt bikes. The 4-strokes were a lot quieter. The 2 strokes were like that, like, they were so loud. I'm not even going to try. I might puke. They were really loud. Same. I know from conversation, like, I genuinely only know it was mixed gas because every once in a while, one of my uncles or my dad would be like, Kate, stop putting your head over the bucket. A mixed gas. And I'd be like, what? 15 minutes go by. That smells nice. Kate, get your head out of the bucket. What? 15 minutes goes by. That smells nice. Rinse and repeat. I'm amazed I have brain cells to this day. Truly, truly amazed. Huff that oxygen. Technically, I've told you this story. I've told this story before, but one of the infamous questions I got wrong on my board certification test was, patient presents with a completely mangled body. Their brain is on the outside. What is the first drug that you apply to the patient? Is it painkillers? Is it pain management? Do you fucking put their brain back in their head? No, it's oxygen, because oxygen is a drug. Sweet, sweet oxygen. I'm out. Why do I keep doing it? It's just a fidget toy at this point. I do need to do those RT exams. They're due like February 23rd or something. We should do those soon. I'm going to make a note. Yeah, I just keep putting them off because they're so boring. It's pretty crazy how much I still attain out of respiratory world, though. I've huffed sand, call it going to the dentist. Wait. You huffed sand? Wait. I was not allowed to spray whipped cream as a kid. Oh, did you whip it? I didn't learn about whippets till I was like in college. I don't think I've still to this day ever done a quote unquote whippet, but every once in a while the whipped cream can in our fridge just wouldn't work and you couldn't get any whipped cream out. And I was always like, why did they just stop working? And I think it's because my brothers were fucking huffing them. Oh, and not sand. I genuinely was concerned. People do all sorts of weird shit these days. You can't wrong me for that one. It smells like brain damage, probably. I'll next forget my dad, and I used to clean greasy parts and tools, sometimes even clothes and mixed gas. I didn't know. We were both just high, and that's why we had some great conversation doing that at 2 a.m. Oh, 100%. That's probably what was happening. I'm just saying because I may just bugging you about it, but this is the second make a note thing you've done. I know. No, it's totally. I'm just putting it off. It's terrible. I'm a very last minute person. It's really bad. Procrastinator. I have it written on my fridge. It's February, I think 23rd is when I need my CEUs done. See, it's like the fucking date just haunts you until like 2 weeks before, and then you're like, I guess I'll do these. Because it's not even, at least in my case, it's not the tests, these little quizzes and shit that are the pain in the ass. It's finding them. You know how I've told you about there's different like organizations and whatnot that we pay a lot of money to that genuinely do nothing for us? They don't even provide these tests. They provide ones you can pay for extra, but they don't provide any of these. What I have to do as a respiratory therapist is I have to go to Google and look up respiratory therapy 2025 CEUs, free. And normally they're literally on ventilator vendor websites. So like Servo is a major ventilator in the US, GE, Hamilton, etc. I'll go to the Servo website and then I have to hunt down relevant CEU courses for respiratory therapy, not nursing, respiratory therapy, It's hunting them all down. That I feel like is the true test. Like they just want to know that your brain's working enough to hunt these tests down on the internet, finding them and making sure they're respiratory therapy CEUs. They count this year. Yes. It's exhausting. It's fucking, I get like 4 done and it'll take hours just to find them across the internet because there's free ones everywhere. If you want to go the easy route, you can pay $40 and get your CEUs, but I don't want to do that because I'm a cheap bitch. So the hunting, it's the fucking, yeah, you have to do the same. Okay, cool. It's not just me. No one provides them. Your hospital does not provide them. Like, you can get CEUs by going to conferences and shit, but you got to pay for the travel. You got to pay to go to the conference. You got to pay for the tickets to the conference, et cetera, et cetera. Like, there's nothing free. But these ventilator websites, because they make you They want you to know servo. They want you to suggest servo I or servo U or whatever their model of ventilator is at the time. They give away free CEUs. You just have to make an account. That's the part that I just like every time I sit down, I'm like, I just don't have it in me to search for them. It's so fucking, it's very annoying and I hate it. But when I do it on streams. So if you guys are like, what are these like? What do you have to do? You'll probably get to see it. It's fucking fun. It's so literally it's like these 15 question quizzes and we just like last time actually I was shocked. I knew most of the answers, but I will Google them. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I know. Oh my god, imagine if you could use mine just watching me do it. That'd be so fucking nice. Fuck that shit. Maybe we can find ones that we could both use. Because some CEUs are like across the board. Some. I didn't have any smoke and had to start digging and I found a cart. Like 1/4 full. Fuck yeah, that's something. Fun is a word. Yeah, they're I don't know. Stupid. Like it's hard to say cuz like I am 1000% in support of continuing education. This isn't it. Doing like hunting down free quizzes on the internet for hours that are oftentimes very simple, very like where does the nasal cannula go? In the wrist, in the armpit, in the butthole, in the nose. You know what I'm saying? Like what's the max liters a nasal cannula can take? 5. It's you know, they're very, very singular question, very simple questions. So it's like this isn't continuing education in my opinion. This is just like getting us to scramble to keep our licenses. There has to be crossover. That's what I'm not even kidding you. I was looking up like I was trying to think of the word. It'd be like anesthesia respiratory. It'd be pulmonology. I wonder if it'd be pulmonology. Maybe. I'll look because that'd be cool. Do you have to pay like a yearly fee or whatever to some organization that doesn't do anything for you too? We have the NBRC, National Board of Respiratory Care. And every year I have to pay like $300 to them, but they literally it's just a membership. Like they don't do anything. They literally don't give CEUs. You have to pay extra for them. It's so ridiculous, but I have to have that to maintain my board certified license because they don't consider me board certified if I don't maintain a membership to the NBRC. You'd love that for me. Okay, let's take a break. I have to pee super bad. I have been guzzling water because I puked. So quick break. I'll be right the fuck back. Maybe you guys want to play like, think about it, the Jackbox games. If you guys know you always want to play one, we could do like t-shirt game or something. That's low stress. I might draw puke because it's on my mind, but like, we'll see. I'll be right back. Stretch your legs, load a bowl, drink water. I have to pee so bad. That last song? Ooh. That last song is How We Are by Leah Ices. I'll just give you a link. It's weirdly spelled. It's really good. It's from I got it from Booksmart. Oh my god, I never remember the name of that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Booksmart. The whole soundtrack to that movie is just great. Saryugo. It's a cult. It might be a cult. You guys want to try to draw some t-shirts? Man, I really hope I'm not sick. I kind of feel like sweaty and weird. Don't be sick. I did have to go into the world. I hope not. Ugh. We're just going to pretend it's not happening. It's not happening. It's not real. We're fine. We are fine. Tame Impala is incredible. I love Tame Impala. I know it's just everything's a petri dish. And I went out yesterday. Like I actually went out. Oh, dude, check this. I got a bunch of bugs to feed spiders. I just literally, if I stand and feed spiders, I might puke. So I'm not gonna today. I am. I'm hydrating the fuck out of myself, and I got myself a fizzy to help my stomach. My stomach's okay now. Like, I think I'm empty. I've puked. It's done. I just have, like, that gross cold hot. I hope not. I know. I hope it's not, but I did go into the world yesterday. But I got hornworms, which this is just take a mental note. In 2 days, if I don't feed these, they will be triple the size. They grow so fucking big. It's disgusting and crazy, but they're a really good juicy hit for the tarantulas. And then these are gross. Roach warning. Because I know some people are sensitive to this, but I got a big old thing of some gross roaches, and these are going to go to my spoods. So when my stomach decides to figure its shit out, that's what we're going to do. But that's not today, unfortunately. This week, yeah, I was going to do it today, but You know how some people talk about sharding and they're like, I can't trust a fart today? That's me with burps right now. It's fine. Ugh. We hates is it. It's fine. There's nothing in me. I know, no more fizzy lifting drinks, just marijuana and a little bit of this monster. Because usually a little bit of, carbonation helps. Stomach is okay right now. It's just a little like... It's like, is my mouth watering because I'm thirsty, or is it watering because I'm pre-puking? We're fine. Let's draw t-shirts. It'll take my mind off of it. Jackbox.tv if you guys want to play. No calm, just Jackbox.tv. I don't have ginger ale. Ginger ale, I mean, I don't know if they say it does. For me, it's just like a little bit of carbonation helps. Laying down Rod made it worse. It was sit upright by myself or sit upright with friends. You know? Ginger does help. Yeah, they've said ginger is genuinely helps. I don't know if ginger ale, like if ginger ale even has ginger in it anymore. I don't know, genuinely. I'm not like doubting it. But a little, I mean, when we were kids, I don't know if they do this in other countries, but if you go to the nurse, she gives you a little bit of 7-Up or Sprite with some crackers. Yep, it's the fizzy. I think it's the fizzy. All I have is a monster, so I'm just going to sip it. I love ginger ale just in general. Like if I'm on an airplane, I get ginger ale. Stop that. Okay. I don't remember if it's 3 or 4. It's 3. 7-Up or ginger ale, yep. I love ginger candy too. I actually can't buy it because I can't stop eating it. Like if I buy a bag, I will eat all of them. The gingies, aren't they called gingies? I will genuinely eat the whole bag in one sitting. I'm so addicted to them. It's really bad. Gingies are really good. How do I fake puke to get out of warrant? Do you want... I mean, I bet I could go get a real one for you and take a picture. If that's what you're looking for. I could do that for you. Probably. Okay. Why are you being a bastard? Don't be a bastard. Okay, unhide. Okay, so if you go to jackbox.tv, if you would like to play the t-shirt game, it's really fun. It's called TKO, and basically we all do our best to do our worst, and we make t-shirts, and that's it. It's hilarious. I don't know what else to say. There's a music festival in July called Incarceration, and In This Moment will be there. Oh my god, do it. Yes. Cocky, you're allowed to be grumpy. That's something to be grumpy about. Might, fuck yeah, delicious. I hope not, cuteness. Prepare to be awed by my stick figures. Honestly, the stick figure shirts win more often than not. Stick figures are great. I don't know what I'm gonna draw, but here we go. Join my party. Where the fuck is my mouse? It is? Fucking Christ. Maybe you should tell me more, because obviously it's not sinking in. Let's look at what other games there are. Because I'm exhausted from drawing. We have Fakin' It. You can finally discover how bad your friends are. Did we play Fakin' It? We played Quiplash. We played Trivia Murder Party. What's in Jackbox Party Pack 4? Go walk your dog. Be safe, though. It's probably icy and disgusting. It is. That game is so much fun. I love that t-shirt game. It's so dumb. I didn't get up. I got, honestly, Rod, every bundle of drawings. I never got a tampon, but every bundle of drawings I ever got, it was really fucking hard to choose which drawing or which slogan to use, which I think is a compliment. But it was really, I didn't ever have a bundle where I was like, well, fuck that drawing ever. It was really hard. It was just a case of like, what went with the slogan the best. We played Fibbage. Oh, I guess maybe we've played all the fun ones. Or all the ones we wanted to. We have Civic Doodle. The good people of Doodle Valley have enlisted you and your fellow players to beautify the town with ridiculous murals. We're not sure why, but they trust you. I don't know. That one sounds like more drawing. Bracketeering is the game of strong opinions about stupid things. Everything has stakes, and everyone's allowed to weigh in and make a final ruling on the truly absurd. Surviving the internet. You're familiar with the internet, right? Imagine a game that takes place within the Jackbox Games version of the internet. It's equally terrifying and rewarding. That one requires writing, and my brain just ain't there today. I guess that's it. Unless I buy another party pack, which I don't. I only have 2 of them, which is odd. Yeah, I was looking at the other one. So did we play Quiplash? Maybe we didn't. I think we played Fibbage. But not Quiplash. We have Quiplash and we have Guespionage. I think those are the other 2 we haven't played yet. Quiplash 2 picks up where its predecessor left off. Enjoy the original prompts and twists on the classic formula, just like a Quiplash. I don't know what that means. I've never played the original. And then Guespionage tests your human knowledge of... Wait, excuse me. I can read. Test your human... Oh my god. Test your knowledge of the human condition. How many times? Players predict how real people responded to basic poll questions like what percentage of people have peed in a public pool. Humans overrated. Should we try Quiplash? I don't think I've ever played it. Oh, are those the t-shirts? Thank you, Mike. Those are the t-shirts from the most recent one. Some of those were honestly, I liked a lot of the t-shirts. We're getting too good at it to where I like all of them. Let's try Quiplash. We have plenty of time today, so we can try Guespionage if this sucks. Let me go through the settings, make sure we have extended shit on. Okay, audience on, audience play along on, extended timers on, family friendly filter off, requires Twitch. Yes. Manual censoring off, start game from controller only, allow room, coding. Yes, we're good. It started off the way we wanted it to start off. Incredible. It says we can create our own prompts, but we're just going to play the game this time. Same website. I've never played this before. Okay, you ready? bad. Oh, Rod, calm down. It's fine. How do I put this? I feel really sad for some people. Cause like genuinely, like I know this doesn't represent anyone here, but some people genuinely like did not go home to love or receive love in any way unless they acted out. And unfortunately, because that was the only attention they ever received in their entire existence, they learned that that's how they get validation as a human because there's nothing else coming their way, right? It's really, really sad. It's sickening. It's just not the first time I've ever dealt with this stuff before. We've dealt with it many, many times. Um, my stream is something where the VOD is, I have to post my VOD at the end of stream every day, no matter what. So my VOD isn't automatically posted. Um, yeah, it's a case of being in good standing. Uh, I have a Twitch partner, Rep, who's awesome. If my channel got reported for something a player did in a group game we were doing, and I closed the game and made sure it was covered up as soon as possible because that's not what we represent here in our stream, we are fine. I'm not. I feel pity for people like that. I don't know. I feel it's like pathetic. You know? I don't know how to put that. It is. It's extremely pathetic. Like, and you have to assume, I mean, I assume that you've lived on the earth long enough to, you know, for someone to be like, hey, you're kind of being a little bitch. But it's really sad that you don't have anyone in your life who loves you enough to sit you down and be like, hey, we all think you're kind of being a little bitch. And if you continue on this little bitch path, it's going to be really sad, and a stranger's going to dictate who unplugs you at the end of the day. But, like, nobody in your life gives a fuck enough to, like, do that for you. And while I don't have, like, a ton of people, and by a ton, I mean, like, billions of people in my life, I know I have one or two that would sit me down and be like, hey, you want to get high and talk about how you're being a little fucking bitch right now? And I'd be like, yeah. Because I kind of don't want to be a little bitch. And I just want to say right now, I'm real grateful to have those of you in my life who would sit me down, be like, hey, Katie, you're kind of being a cunt. Because I appreciate you. On the moderation stuff, it's a whole lot of really small writing. What do I have to read all of it? So, what I'm seeing is that there is only moderation options whatsoever in packs 8, 9, 10, naughty, and survey. of which I do not own. I only own I own like 3 and 4. I'll look. But the link. It said, hold on, there was manual censoring. Allows the VIP first player into censor player answers. So then I would do it and no one else. But that's the only option in 3 and 4. It basically shows me all the answers before you guys see the answers. So like we'll have to flip back and, or maybe it'll be in my browser. And then I can just, but I don't have the ability to, there's not an option that says like, if someone's childhood was a little shitty and they're taking it out on the internet, here's the button to make it so they can't play with your friends anymore and say horrible words. That isn't there. I could, but I don't need to put that on someone else. That seems shitty. I don't want to put that on anybody. A game like this, though, where it's an either or, it... How do I put this? Not to bring it back round circle, but like little bitches just want someone to have to see their terrible language and see, that's it. They just want the attention. And so whether it's me doing it or it's one of you, they still could play in 3 or 4. I have no way to ban people from playing. So like the pubic lice, like if it's an either or, like it's obvious if there was a terrible answer and we'll all just be sitting there blocking them and just having one to vote on. Like, yes, like arguably the worst words you can possibly say ever in the English language, but also some of the most generic and like, do you know what I'm saying? Someone decided to play a game with us and put in the N word. No effort hate. That's a really good way of putting it. Just like someone was like Googled racism and they were like, teehee, copy paste. And that, yeah. And so, unfortunately, because I only have the Jackbox 1 and 2 party pack. So, not unfortunately, like I'm grateful to have them, but because they are of elder variety, I have no way to ban people from playing with us. So they could still play with us. And like I could have someone else come into the game first or myself, but either of us would still have to see terrible answers. Like someone has to see them. Someone's gonna have to see them. It is very odd the game allowed them, I agree. What just happened? Nothing of any importance. Like, the proprietor of the event could die. Of natural causes, of course. And probably make a difference in nobody's life. You know what I'm saying? One of those. One of those where a tree would be like, oh, thank you. You know? Someone else was writing that shit into the audience answers, so there's still another POS around. True. And I can't bond them. Loadable and blast away. I mean, I agree. We can load. Would you like me to hold on. Do we just need to cleanse our palettes real quick? Load your bowls. Load them. Load them. we've seen this a couple times. I know. No one will complain because it's phenomenal. It's beautiful bodies. It's good music, and it's great to get high to. That's all I've got for you. What else am I? But it will distract you from the current event. I've got ass. I've got titties. Seriously, it's that album. Again, the band is Jungle. The band that is the music, that's Jungle. The album is Volcano. The dance troupe is just a dance troupe that they work with almost exclusively. I haven't seen them work with anybody else. And that dance troupe just works really, really well with their music, and they're just so fucking good. Remember to take your joy, stay warm, drink water, all of those things. I'm sorry stream is kind of like short and weird today. But I mean, you should be used to short and weird by now. Tee hee ha ha. Dick jokes. I'm going to go pick up my poodles. They're going to be all groomed and shit. So you guys should come by tomorrow to see those little shits groomed. Because they look like completely different dogs. It's genuinely very odd. Like, I have to get used to the strange dogs in my house for a few days. But it's good for them, and they desperately needed it. Yeah, take your joy, drink water, all of those things. And I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. Eat applesauce. I don't